For today, we have the review of Antonblast. Is this the Sonic to Pizza Tower's Mario, the Pepsi to Coca-Cola, or just another high-octane 2D action platformer? Well, you're just going to have to watch this review to find out. If I had a nickel for every 2D indie Mascot platformer we've played with a very chaotic and outlandish scheme, then I would have 2 nickels, which unfortunately doesn't pay for much around here, but it's funny that's happened twice so early. Antonblast is another long time in development 2D action platformer, and in this one we play as Anton and his partner Annie, both very surly, and when the devil tries to steal Anton's redness and captures all his favorite drinks in the process, Anton decides to go swinging, running, and mashing to get them all back. Now, as you're watching this footage, you may be thinking that, well, this looks a whole lot like Pizza Tower. But while you will be doing a lot of chaotic play in this one, there is a bit more control and refinement here. This is not about speed running through levels, maintaining a combo as quickly as you can, despite the fact that you are going to be running through a lot of stuff. Your main movement tech here is that instead of a constant run, you kind of rev it as you're running in one direction. You have to keep pressing the button to kind of give yourself a burst of speed. When you use your hammer and while you're in the air and land, you can kind of pogo bounce higher off of that. And when you're going fast enough, you can just mash your way through a lot of enemies. The level design Antonblast is also a bit more varied and technical. Each level occupies as a specific one-off, with a unique environment, unique obstacles, and challenges for you to go for, and really gives this game a kind of a different feel to it, as you never know what the next level is going to challenge you with. There are secrets to find, such as getting a different pouch to change your colors to. You can also collect different poker chips, which are used to buy both temporary and permanent items at kind of a shop. With that said, your kind of main focus here again is going to be getting to the end of the level, finding the kind of exit switch, and then running back to the start as chaotically as possible. The level variety in Antonblast is definitely this game's strongest strength, but also the aesthetics. If, again, Pizza Tower was kind of like an homage to like the Nintendo, Super Nintendo style of platforming, Antonblast feels more like the Sega Genesis. Like the music has that kind of like raw sound to it. The, again, art goes with a more, I would say, detail or more grittier look and feel to it. You can especially see this during the game's very interesting and varied boss fights. Now, with all that said, Antonblast does have a few issues to it, and it comes with kind of like the jank of this kind of play. You see, the first point is that you have your bounce, as I mentioned a few minutes ago. The problem is that your ability to kind of rev/attack is also the same button that you're going to be using to do your pogo bounce. So what can end up happening in a lot of cases is you're trying to bounce around the different platforms, but you jump up and just land perfectly like horizontal to that platform. So instead of pogo bouncing, you dash and go careening off the platform into a pit or have to replay the section. It doesn't feel as, I think, smooth in this one in terms of combining different movement tech and kind of getting into that flow state that is very important for movement-centric games. Some sections just feel far more jankier and annoying than they need to be, such as a pinball level where the pinball physics are definitely out to get you. Because the variety of level design is so much stronger, it also means that the kind of level quality or your preferred levels will be far more wide compared to other 2D platforms. And with the different rules and kind of unique stuff to it, you're going to probably have that one level you're going to hate for whatever reason, for whatever tech is in it. And it can be very hard to find secrets in this one, as there are a lot of point of no returns for you to deal with. Now thankfully none of them are required for you to beat the game or get through each and every stage, but it can be frustrating in that respect. With the kind of combat being built on like the pogo bouncing and the revving, again, it kind of lacks some of the more, I guess, like finer control. Like, this is not a game about micro adjusting and fine tuning your jumps in the air. It's about trying to be as fast and as chaotic as possible. Part of the jank, I think, that I had with Antonblast compared to the other 2D platformers is that your jump in this one, in terms of its height, feels shorter compared to some of the other platformers that we played. Like, you do have to rely on your pogo bounce to make some of these jumps and to avoid a lot of the attacks. And it can be a little bit annoying sometimes that you have to kind of keep relying on the more harder to control jump compared to your standard run. And the camera commits the kind of classic 2D platformer sin where it sometimes does not keep up when you're moving horizontally or vertically. And I had several sections where by the time the camera actually panned enough for me to see where I was going, it was too late to react to whatever obstacle was coming my way. And there are quite a few auto-scrollers, on top of again the escape sections for each level, that this can prove to be frustrating. Another issue that I have with this game is that it seems to buffer when you're pressing the attack button in the air to trigger the pogo bounce. The issue that I ran into, there are cases where I'm doing a lot of actions at one time and I don't want to be attacking, but I press the attack button in the air, and even though I'm not pressing as I'm landing or holding it down, Anton still triggers the pogo jump, which again has a very different trajectory and velocity compared to just the kind of burst dash jump. And this can prove to be very fatal to your character if it happens at the wrong times. I think I would have preferred, instead of it being like a buffer, just be like a hold command, that if I'm holding down attack in the air, I'll do the pogo bounce. If I'm not holding down pogo, then I'm just going to land and run normally. So with everything said and the frustrations I had with this one, I can recommend this one higher than Pizza Tower, but it's still a very solid, inventive, and original 2D platformer. And if you are looking for another high-octane run and jump to enjoy for 2024, and into 2025 of course, then definitely give this one a try. I would like to thank the developer for giving me a press key to check this one out. Let me take your game for a future stream that does not have to involve demolitions, pizzas, towers, or blasting. Please reach out. If you've played both games, let me know what you thought about them down in the comments. Thanks again for watching, and see everyone in the next video. Thanks for watching, and a special thank you to our Patreon supporters. If you enjoyed the video, do the YouTubing stuff, be sure to visit our Discord and Patreon, and you're interested in more in my thoughts on design, check out my game design books.